Close your eyes and sit up nice and tall in your seat. Check and see if there are places you're holding any tension. And just release. Soften any tightening or gripping you may be doing. Take a deep inhale in.
How actually, right? I don't know.
Some dirty hippie.
One more just like that. Inhale in. Exhale out. And just bring your awareness to the rise and fall of your front body. Take a deep breath in. Slow exhale out.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, the Hey Poopy podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Hey everybody, we are back. Back on Dump Day.
Woo woo! Hey, this is the Hey Poopy podcast with
Dave
and Ellen, and this is episode 94, but it'll always be number 2 to us, our favorite number. And we have a very exciting guest today, Xavier Scott from Stuff in Toilets, and It's Been a While podcast.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Good, welcome to the show.
Excited to be here.
You found us just searching out poop on the internet, right?
Yeah, I literally just searched poop podcast. I don't know what it was. It was probably 5 a.m, and I was doing my regular maintenance on my Stuff in Toilets account, and just thought like, I wonder if there's anybody specializing kind of in number twos. I searched poop podcast, and here we are.
You were looking for shit and you found us.
Yeah, you found us two little shitheads ready to talk.
But again, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely.
And before we go into exactly who Xavier is, we like to check in with our guests. So Xavier, please tell us, how have you been pooping recently?
I've been pretty good. It's been solid, literally. And and I listened to a few episodes, and I found out that that Bristol stool chart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen that before, years ago, but never utilized it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good number threes kind of consistently.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm fairly fast. I don't really I'm not in there on my phone or anything. It goes.
Yeah. You're not dilly-dallying.
No, yeah. No magazines, no books. It's
Nice.
quick shit.
That's
Yes,
the way it
as
should
we
be.
always say, wipe, don't swipe.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to I used to be like the magazine rack guy in the bathroom. I mean, for years. And then after a while, I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. I just hate the way it looked one day. And now, and my wife was like, then she got into it. She's like, no, I want the paper in there. And I'm like, no, let's just keep it nice and clean. Let's just stay focused. And now it's perfect.
Yeah, and if there's times where you're on your phone, it's usually your legs are falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
And it's too long, and it's just why did I do this to
Yeah.
myself?
Why am I in here at this point?
Why did I waste 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to get
And
in and
that's
out.
when the hemorrhoids get angry.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, it's
those
bad.
are. I've unfortunately experienced one of those.
Oh,
and
that sucks.
I wouldn't wish it upon my greatest enemy. Honestly, that is.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I've never had them, but I imagine it's bad.
Yeah, you just want to lay down and die. You just want to be done with the world for a week.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Well, speaking of poops, Ellen, how have your poops been?
I did not poop today. which is really frustrating. I've been doing actually this smoothie that was supposed to help me remove heavy metals from my system. As you all know, I have Lyme disease and I'm always trying to find whatever's going to keep me healthy. And when I first started doing this smoothie, I was shitting so well. And now it's like I'm stuck up again. I was this close to thinking about doing an enema before the show, but I had too many phone calls to do. So the day is not over. Maybe I'll enema later.
Maybe your body's just getting used to the smoothie.
But maybe.
It's like acclimating to like the, it's like, oh, this again? That's easy. That's like nothing.
I got to throw some psyllium husk in
you
that
got to throw some extra scoop of that shit.
Yeah. But yesterday, I have a really funny check-in for you. I could feel a dew on deck, but it did not want to come out. And so I worked out. I could feel the doo-doo on deck while I was working out. And I was like, this is annoying. I got in the shower. I'm showering myself. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to fart. I'm naked in the shower. If I squeeze out a fart, that poop might come out in the tub. Like, this is a bad combination.
Yeah.
So I think one of our guests told us this once, but I don't remember who, so I'm sorry, I can't credit. I literally put my foot up on the side of the tub and pulled my butt cheeks apart to let the fart smooth out without the turd falling out. So it worked.
Nice. No accident.
No accident. In the tub. Naked. So, and then I afterwards pooped, and it was just like rabbit pellets. So I was so disappointed. But I'd rather rabbit pellet in the toilet than in the tub.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. You're too old to be shitting on yourself in the shower. So.
Yes, 100%. Or maybe not old enough.
I mean, I don't know. You're in the spot.
Depends on what spectrum
you're in the spot where you shouldn't be doing that. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the middle area.
Yeah. I'm in my midlife crisis, not my midlife shitting my pants.
Yeah. We've already left that train's already left, but it's coming in hot and fast on the back end of life.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that at bay.
Slope.
Yeah, exactly. My poops has been pretty standard. I've been doing the papaya extract tablets after I eat, and I just pretty normal, like a 3.
Awesome.
Today. Nothing to write home about, but I did
Good
poop.
3s all day.
And I'm sure I went for a run this morning, so actually I pooped twice, so I'm sure I'll poop again, take a shit at some point.
Dave, 3s are like a lot more binded for you. I'm proud.
I think it was the papaya extract.
Yeah, maybe that's what you needed.
I was just like, I should probably take more of this because I thought I was taking 1 tablet. It says take 3. I'm like, oh, I got that all wrong.
So you guys, it sounds like you have like the science down. It's like an alchemy lab. You're making these potions. Yeah.
I mean, sort of. I mean, we've had a lot of guests on the show that have suggested different things. Okay. And I don't have like a problem going to the bathroom, but I'm like, let me just try this stuff. And for me, it works.
Right.
And my poop is the roller coaster. I have my ups and downs, so I'm literally willing to try anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the best shitting I've done recently is thanks to this rabies vaccine. I was shitting like 5 times a day.
What?
So it's like, what do I need to get rabies vaccinated again to shit like normal?
If they can put that into a pill somehow.
What the fuck?
Like over the counter rabies, also makes you shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. My poop is all kinds of funky. But, just a really other quick thing. I forgot to say on the last episode for my mini colonoscopy. So when she put the scope up my ass, she was also blowing a bunch of air up there. And she's like, how does the air feel? And I was like, I really don't feel anything, which makes me feel like I'm dead inside. But she's blowing all this air up. And like, as I'm leaving the office, I'm like, when is this air going to come out?
Oh, no.
Is a bigger question. So hours later, like 3 hours later, I was sitting on my couch and all of a sudden it was like so many, and it was like totally not your normal kind of farts. You could tell it was like, it was just pure,
man-made, exactly,
and not like methane.
It was created in a lab.
Yeah, but it took 3 hours. I was like, how far up my ass did she get with that air? Like, it got that trapped in there.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Oh, boy. There's so many problems with your ass.
And then one more thing. thing. So if you guys have noticed in the past couple episodes, my new tagline is happy pooping and enjoy your butthole. I got the enjoy your butthole because after my mini colonoscopy, I decided I needed to fucking celebrate that shit. So I got a takeaway margarita and some like delicious tacos. And while I was like ordering from the place here in New York, I was telling the guy, I was like, you know why I got to celebrate? And he's like, no. And I was like, I had a mini colonoscopy today and my ass is clean, like no disease. And the guy was like, that's amazing. You want to do a shot? And I was like, yeah. And so like, we were like totally celebrating my clean butthole. And so as I'm picking, he's like, the food's ready. I'm ready to go. And I pick it all up and he turns to me and he goes, enjoy your butthole. And I was like, what? Nobody's ever said that to me before. Oh my God, that's my new tagline. Enjoy your butthole.
It's the little things in life.
Yeah.
Or it might be the big things. My butthole is a big thing.
It's a star of its own. I guess moving
but so
along.
apropos to this podcast.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So Xavier, for our guests, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
So yeah, I've been shitting for 25 years now.
Nice.
Oh, you're a baby pooper.
Usually every day, yeah. And as I get older, I definitely haven't started eating healthy or anything, but it's been much better as I get older. I feel like most of my my trauma was as a child. When it came to pooping.
Yeah.
But I also have a account on Instagram called Stuff in Toilets. And it's not poop in the toilets, stuff that shouldn't be in the toilets. And in my bio, it does say that if you send me a picture of a poop in a toilet, that I'll block you. I have had a couple people send me a real nasty, what would it be, like a number 7?
Oh.
Or does it go beyond that? Like what pass, like into the...
I mean, I'm sure there has been places that, that the chart doesn't talk about. But,
like a 10.
Yeah, but
I've
I mean...
sent some 10s. And,
yeah, I mean, we have a show about that, and I don't want to see anybody's shit in the toilet either, so... I'm with you on that.
Discussing it and visually seeing other people is much different. Yeah.
With a caveat of like, it must be like some epic thing that you're like, okay, you should probably take a look at this. Like, if you got a really giant long one, like that's.
What if Xavier, somebody does a Bristol 7 and there's like a Lego in it?
I haven't had that happen yet. That would be a real moral crisis. I would have to sleep on it. I'd have to consult with some good friends on that. That would be, that would
like
be a show.
If they swallowed
a Lego
that didn't necessarily digest, but it passed through.
I might have to make a whole new account.
Yeah. Or here's what you can do: just like lasso around, like in Photoshop, or like just do a Bezier curve around the Lego, and then blur everything out, like to like like Oblivion, or pixelate it. That way, you just get the Lego. So it's kind of best of both worlds, and you're like, you don't want me to unblur this.
Right, yeah. I could do, some traditional pixeling censoring all of it. That could work for sure.
just to save the audience.
But in like 2400, I haven't seen a Lego in there, though. But yeah, I would be very interested if I did see that. I would have some questions.
I'm just throwing it out there,
Nobody do that intentionally. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, right.
I know, that'd be funny if you saw like diarrhea and they just dumped Legos. Like, I want to see that the Lego went through the body.
It's just a box of Legos. It's like still in the box with the price sticker on it. You're like, not exactly what we're talking about, but they're like trying to usurp the rules. Oh my God.
And tell us a little bit about your podcast. It's been a while.
So it started when I realized that I was already following a couple very interesting people on Instagram that didn't really have any sort of explanation done on them. I just noticed that there was no search results for some of these interesting characters, and no podcasts, no interviews, nothing, no deep dives on them, because some of them are much more complex than others. Me and 2 of my 4 roommates, 5 dudes here total with 2 bathrooms. That's rough. And,
yeah, I've been there.
But yeah, we just started covering these interesting characters, and surprisingly, we've had discussions with a few of them. And we're going anywhere from, people that are relevant now on Instagram to people that were relevant 10 years ago that kind of were forgotten about.
Oh, that's
that
fascinating.
have like cult followings. One of our favorite ones is do you remember the angry ginger kid from 10 years ago where he's screaming, "Gingers have souls," and he's like, yelling at the camera. Yeah, Copper Cab. We had a chat with him. We did a whole episode on him, and then we had him on an episode, and he kind of explained what that was like going from the little angry ginger kid to where he is now. So yeah, we've had some very surreal moments kind of meeting these characters.
That's hilarious.
I think this guy has passed away, but what about Tourette's man?
Oh yeah, because I've heard a lot of debate on whether that's
him.
real or not. So that would be great to actually talk to him and get a real scoop of what went down. I'm gonna write that down. I haven't thought of that one.
Yeah, he's literally the legend on the internet for me.
Yeah, when you think viral videos 10 years ago, he's top 10.
I don't know if I know that guy.
You don't know Tourette's guy?
I don't know how I know Tourette's guy. That's crazy.
He's always yelling at his dad. They like.
Maybe
he's yelling at everything. He's
everything.
In the grocery store, he hits his head. He's literally. I have never laughed so hard as I have to. Tourette's guy.
I'm gonna have to investigate this. I feel like really old. I don't know what the fuck that like. What is this
that's
now?
a deep dive.
I'll check it out. I will check it out.
Oh, he's my favorite.
But
I actually only bring him up because a friend of mine sent me like a quick clip of him recently, and they were putting it towards something else, kind of like a meme. And I was like, "That's Tourette's guy," and she was like, "Who's Tourette's guy?" And I was like, "Ba-ba-ba-ba? How do you not know?"
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to find out though today.
Oh, he's literally one of my favorites.
But I do love the premise of that podcast, though. It's like an investigative, like where's Waldo kind of thing.
And there's a couple people that I'm working on because I've dove deep and heavily stalked some people on the internet just to see if there's any dirty laundry, see if there's any thing hiding. Nobody's really been in trouble yet. Except maybe one person, but yeah, there's definitely some people that.
Except for one person.
Yeah, that would be Jennifer Murphy, who made the "I Want to Be Ninja" song.
Oh yeah, she's awful.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on her because that's a trip and a half, and she was very angry with us. She had some words.
Really?
Yeah.
She's an asshole.
Yeah, she said we were bullies. And,
come on.
It was quite. She was gonna come on. She never emailed me. I'm still waiting for that email 7 months later.
She was on Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. They played that, and that's how I learned about her stupid song.
Yeah.
And then she went on their podcast.
Oh, wow.
She told me, because in the comments of our episode on her, she says, like, I'm about to go on, like, my episode of me on Bad Friends is about to air. It's about to be, like, we had this great discussion. It was really good. And I was like, well, you can come on mine. I won't be as nice as they were because I don't have as big of a following, so I don't have as much to lose. So I dig a little deeper. And she was like, fine, yeah, I'll do that. And then I gave her my email. And then the next day, the Bad Friends episode came out. And after they end that call with her, they have some choice words.
Oh yeah, they did.
And I don't think she wanted to come on mine anymore.
Yeah.
No, but Bobby hated that bitch.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, because then Andrew sent that video of her being like a Trump supporter because she was on The Apprentice.
She kissed Trump.
Yeah. No, Trump kissed him,
yeah.
and she didn't have a problem with it.
She did a "I Kissed a Girl" remix to "I Kissed Trump," and I liked it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we dug into that.
Oh, I gotta check this out. I gotta check this person out.
She's the worst. Dude. The worst.
Okay. Well,
listen to the episode on Bad Friends too, because they're like, okay, we're trying to hear you out, and then Andrew sends Bobby the Trump shit, and Bobby's like, "Fuck that bitch."
Oh my god! All right, I'm so interested. I got to learn about Tourette's man and this woman. So I have a lot of homework to do today.
Oh, one other request: the Kittens on Kittens girl.
Oh, is that the one that was like, I can't kiss every cat? The one that had
no. It's just a little girl who goes through a picture book of cats.
Okay.
And she goes, "Kittens on kittens," and then she flips and she goes, "I'm your mommy." "No, you're not. I'm peeing." Psst. I like magic. I'm a rabbit. It's
I have
the
not
cutest.
heard of that.
Oh my god! Also, top favorite video. Google or go to YouTube. Kittens on kittens.
I just wrote that down. I got some.
How old is she? How old is she in these videos? Like, how long ago was this?
Kittens on Kittens came out well over a decade ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's so good. It's so stupid. And it's like this little girl who probably is like 5 years old. So if she's like, I mean, God only knows how old she is now, but I would love to hear like what her life is like.
Interesting. Okay. She's still doing the same shit.
Yeah.
She's like, yep, still the kittens. Okay. Well, like I have a lot of work to do today. I have a lot of catching up on social media stars.
I'll send you some links.
So should we get into some questions?
Yes. We're going to start you off with our most debated question.
Okay.
But it's kind of a softball question. What kind of toilet paper do you use, and do you put it on
Uh-oh. Hold on.
roll over or under?
This is gonna rustle some feathers because I can wipe with pretty much any toilet paper.
You can, or you can't?
No,
Oh,
I can. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
I definitely prefer some top notch luxury breaking the bank stuff, but it's not gonna hurt me if I have to use some sandpaper quality stuff. And with the last name Scott, there is a natural draw to Scott's brand. It's definitely there. And it's definitely fairly affordable in the grand scheme of it.
Oh, yeah. It lasts forever.
Same with the way the toilet paper goes. I can have it front, I can have it backwards, or I can just have it sitting not on the roll for like kind of a tactical get in the hand fully.
Just kind of get in, get out.
You're like a toilet paper nihilist.
I kind of love it. Also, he's got 4 roommates that are all men. I mean, I'm sure like at that point, it's just like, I can't imagine those poor bathrooms look like. I mean, I lived with 4 guys at one point when I'm in college and, early. It's just, woo, it's brutal.
Yeah, we definitely have to go to Sam's Club and get the bulk toilet paper, or else we're gone in a day. If you just go to Walmart and get some, you got to get.
Oh yeah,
got to go bulk with 5 25-year-olds.
I used to go into the art building at my college where I was studying, and I would just take the industrial school toilet paper rolls home with me. And I would keep them. It was great because I'm like, this is gonna last me like for months. It's like amazing.
Life hack: steal toilet paper.
I did that all the time.
Yeah, and then Charmin invented that like forever roll, which is basically the same thing.
It's like a gigantic year-long roll. Oh my god.
Wow, such a controversial answer to a controversial question.
Yeah, really no preference.
When you wipe your butt, do you sit or you stand?
I go in like a kind of a weird hunched over, Hunchback of Notre Dame, half sitting, half standing, ready to sit back down if I need to, but yeah, definitely not in the bowl. I'm definitely
like a hover.
I'm ascended from the bowl just slightly, just hovering maybe about half a foot. Yeah.
Interesting. It's like a hybrid.
Yeah, right in between. Yeah, just to walk the line, just like with the rest of the toilet paper preference. Just
wow.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And in terms of wiping, because I know it's also controversial, what direction? I feel like it should be an omnidirectional experience where you go front, back, you hit some sideways, because you got some folds down there, and everybody's butthole is different, like a snowflake. So I can't speak to everybody's butthole, but I try to hit every direction to assure
just cover all your bases.
There's nothing hiding, no stragglers.
But you should always start front to back, especially when you're a lady and your vagina is so fucking close. You never ever want to go back to front because you will smear stuff into areas you shouldn't be smearing.
Of course.
That changes things substantially, and I'm lucky I don't have to deal with that extra hurdle.
Yeah, me too.
But as Dave and I could always suggest, especially with so many men in one toilet, a bidet function would be fabulous for you guys.
So I have a bidet experience. My
tell us.
Yeah, my one, because we had it, and it is the bee's knees. It really changes everything, and you don't really know what you're missing out on with the bidet until you have it. and then you're kind of smacking yourself that you went your whole life without experiencing that
It's-
ease.
It's eye-opening. You're just like, wow.
And in terms of having to buy bulk toilet paper, it's go significantly less once you have the bidet. You don't have to, get a nine ply, like
Like a catcher's mitt.
a mitten for the shitting.
There's actually things out there called shittens, and they're baby white mittens. Google that one.
And you can like just like reverse it out to like so you don't have to touch anything, like sort of like
Yeah, like a latex glove.
yeah.
My one roommate still adamantly flushes wet wipes.
Oh,
No, bad,
Yeah.
bad.
And he says that we can tell him that I told you so when it's a problem. And I'm telling him that when it's a problem, there's sewage
exactly.
leaking out of your toilet.
Oh, I would
It's
be
not
like,
really-
I'd wake that motherfucker up and be like, "Hey, it's a problem, and you're fucking dealing with it."
yeah, you have to fix this horrible
Yeah,
error.
you're the one that's
And
got to
you
deal
guys
with this.
buy or rent?
We're renting.
So your landlord is really going to hate you.
Yes, and he has had issues with flooding before because there's kind of an attic hidden half bath that we're not able to go to anymore. That was very unfurnished, literally in an attic, and it leaked at one point.
Oh.
And yeah, that's why my room has drop ceiling.
Oy.
Oh shit!
But with the bidet story, so my one co-host and roommate, Dave, he decided, I'm going to get a bidet. I'm going to spoil the house. I'm going to hook the homies up. He orders a bidet, and he's setting it up. Probably too many drinks in him to be doing plumbing. And so he's setting up the bidet, and he loses one of the little pieces, one of the little like rubber seals that fell down
no.
the drain.
Oh.
And he decided he was going to be like MacGyver and start, doing some crazy contraption and fix it. So he's got tape, and he tried to
Bubblegum.
finagle it, and it worked great for 3 weeks or so. And then somebody walked into the upstairs bathroom, and there was a hose simply not connected to the bidet, and just flooding,
Oh.
going down into the kitchen. The bathroom's right
Oh
above the
my
kitchen.
god!
So the
Holy
ceiling in the
shit.
kitchen looks rough.
Wow. So you had
That
it for
was
three.
just water, not sewage water.
We used to have another roommate, and he was notorious for some big dumps and some wicked farts. And he clogged that toilet up, and it started running. He didn't think on his toes to get the water shut off, and we had his turd just overflow in the same bathroom again, right above the kitchen. And when I got home from work to just like like it just looked like a crime scene. Like
Oh, my
everything was
God.
moved, and like he was just in there with like some industrial mops.
Oh my god!
And yeah, that was luckily like 2 years ago. There's been no permanent damage, and
Except for your
yeah.
psyche and your soul.
yes, my beat the life out of me with having to
Oh
deal
my
with that.
god, that is horrific. Oh, I'm
But
so
luckily,
sorry.
with having the 5 people here, you can kind of get like the crew together very quickly and be like, all right, there's an emergency. It's not like you solo waking up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, assemble the troops.
All
There's
hands
a-
on deck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's oof. Well, at least you have cool friends like that are willing to help out. Because I think I'd be like, who did this? That's on them.
Yeah.
But as
Yep.
we've all learned, if you start seeing the water rise, turn off the water line. There's a
Yes.
little knob behind the toilet. Do that first.
It's a world of
Please.
difference.
I mean, it took me years to figure that out until I'm like, oh my
Years.
god,
We
why?
didn't know that until this podcast.
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck have I not done this before?
That should be a warning sign on every toilet. Like it should
Yeah.
just be. It should be something that we know.
Yeah.
You know.
You should get taught that while you're being potty trained.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
feel like, every parent. needs
It's like
to
one of
start
those things, like-
implementing that into the.
Like people when they go to high school, they should learn like there has to be a practicality class. And one of those things should be fucking like, here's how you deal with a flooded toilet. Here's how you fix a flat tire. Here's how
Yes.
you I don't know, like just whatever. Just like just generic basic things that no one ever fucking tells you because they're too afraid or just they don't have the time. But like
or they just assume that everybody knows.
Yeah, the water shut off is huge. That's like a big one everyone should know about.
Yeah, I don't think it's a misery loves company situation where it's like I had to deal with that. Now it's you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like we don't want your shit water all over the fucking house. So let's just turn that sucker off.
But also with the baby wipes thing, tell your roommate this. It's not. I mean, I don't know how many buildings you live around, but like it's not just about your apartment and your building, but it can go down into the sewers of your entire town and clog up places in your sewers of your town. And like I had neighbors in suburbia who the water came up through their grass with sewage. Their entire front yard had sewage with people's baby wipes and crap and
can you imagine
shit
that?
on their yard.
I would just move.
Yeah. You're like a big for sale sign. Please take my house.
Have you seen the pictures of those? I think they're called like fat monsters.
Fat birds.
Fat birds.
So,
fat birds.
We did a whole story. We did a whole interview with this woman who turned us on to this. I think it's the Museum of something or other. Yeah, Museum of London.
Museum.
There was they have a fatberg like on display, and then they had to take it off display because it was hatching these eggs. Yeah,
it was mutated.
Yeah, it was
under
like
plexiglass.
But you can go.
Sounds like a health
go,
hazard.
Oh, totally. I mean, God knows what the fuck. I was so disgusted by that story. But also, you can go to that website and there's an actual 24-hour camera. You can see the fatberg.
It's like a size of a brick that they took a chunk out to put it in the museum to show people, and it mutates.
Yeah.
It was like the start of a horror movie.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just like this blob.
It is a horror movie.
Yes.
It's just like
but
everything.
It's not even a movie. This is real life.
It's disgusting.
Yes.
But yeah, you can get Museum of London. It's pretty epic. I was like, it's a horror. It's really a horror movie. It really is in real life.
Yeah, Dave said that my face when she said it grew eggs, he was like, I've never seen you make that facial expression before. He was like, your face was insane. Like I was in pure terror.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was across the board.
I'm imagining it hatching a smaller fatbergs.
Yeah.
A Tremors mutation.
Like sorry, next question. I fucking throw up.
Yeah, that is like, I mean, like Dave, you had a hard time with the dominatrix we had on the show, but the fatberg was the one thing that put me over the edge.
Wait, was the dominatrix poop related?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Oh yeah.
It's our episode 10. You should listen to it.
Yeah, that one. That sounds like
it's gonna be. Yeah. Don't eat anything prior or post for at least a half hour during. Do not eat anything during. Yeah. And just like it's gonna change you.
Yeah. That was like on our list when we first started doing the podcast. It was like, I need a dominatrix. And we got it in the 10th episode.
Yeah, it's a quick get.
It is. Woo. That's a crazy one.
She was drop dead gorgeous and said things where I was like, I'm falling in love with you, but I don't want you to shit on me.
Yeah. I don't want to pay for these services.
Yeah. That's when you realize, like, you're just like, well, I'm square. I'm just like, I'm boring. I have no problem with that, by the way.
Can't hate the grind, though.
Yeah. Oh, no.
She even said, she was like, every time she poops without like a client, she feels like she's just flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah. She's angry.
What a mindset. That's legendary.
Yeah. It was legendary.
Listen to that episode.
It was.
So Xavier, what's your first memory of poops or farts as a child?
So I remember Everybody Poops, the book, quite a bit. Yeah. I feel like that was ingrained deeply by my mother. And, but specifically I don't know if this is common, but I had a potty seat that was not like attached to the toilet. And it would just be in the living room. So like my parents would just be on the couch and I would be like 3 on this potty seat that was like made of wood and had this like industrial white metal like container that was
underneath it.
Yeah, like the reservoir.
Oh my Lord.
So like that wasn't wood, and it might have been a hand me down from my dad. I'm not for sure. Like the origin of the potty seat.
Wow.
And I remember it had like a heart carved into the back, like through the wood, and it was very ornate. And yeah, I would just sit there and I would just be shitting while we'd be watching, whatever.
In the middle of the living room?
Yeah. And then it would be like, I wouldn't be doing it. I would be like getting scolded, like, hurry up, like, come on. But yeah, I'm not sure the reasoning behind that. And I think that it definitely primed me to like want to sit on my phone, because it was just like, yeah, I'm watching TV. Like, why do I need to like rush this? Like, got some good shows going. But yeah.
Parents are like very wild to just like, I let you shit in the middle of the living room.
I mean, he was young. I mean, he's the little kid. I can't imagine. It wouldn't be like he was like 12. It was like, it's cool. Xavier doesn't mind.
Oh, no, it went from 3 to 12. No, I'm just kidding.
In the same tiny potty.
Yeah,
oh my God, that is so funny.
Oh my God.
But no, it was like not continued past like 4 or so. But yeah, I'm sure there's not that many people that have experienced that, and I'm not sure why. And I wonder if that potty seat might still be at the house in the basement somewhere. I wonder if that's worth some money.
Well, yeah, because they're leaving it for your kids.
Right.
So it's 3 generations.
This potty seat's been in our family for years.
Family heirloom.
Exactly. For generations. Oh, that is too funny.
And I also remember being a child and having like my first green poop after eating a bunch of like grape stuff.
Whoa.
And so is that not common? I thought that was common.
I think it's common when you eat one of the same thing.
Yeah, I think like it would be either like a ton of like a food with a blue dye in it, or like a ton of like grape stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I was dying. I remember like going up to my mom, like shaking, like thinking that it was like that, and like telling her, and she was like, "What? No, like you're fine," and explained it. But yeah, I remember that being very scary also. But yeah, I wonder how many other people had potty seats as a child. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I definitely didn't have one of those, but I don't know. Maybe, I mean, like not like this in the living room.
I didn't mean like, I remember potty training just in a regular toilet. Like they didn't even give me a smaller option to be on. Like I've seen in my friends who are parents now, they have like a little smaller seat that rests over the other seat, you know?
Yeah, I had that too. I like upgraded to like, I think it was Elmo. So I started with the wooden potty seat, went to the Elmo inline toilet seat, and then graduated to where we are today, the bidet.
Nice.
And I don't even remember. I think I just had to have my like tiny tush hanging over the big seat.
Yeah, that's not ideal, because I know a lot of people have a fear. I always had a fear that I was going to get sucked down the like bathtub drain and my toys were. So yeah, having to hang in there into like the depths. Yeah.
That's the big boy bowl.
We did not have this person on the podcast, but Dave and I have a mutual friend that she said that when she was little, and she was over her best friend's house, that they would sit on the toilet together to pee. That you could get 2 tiny heinies on the toilet at the same time.
I don't think that's a full-on bonding experience. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, it's like BFFs.
The blood brothers of toilet seats.
Or PFFs, I should say. Oh, my God.
Xavier, what's your best cure for diarrhea or constipation?
So it's weirdly enough the same that I do for a hangover. Which is just lots of water, yellow Gatorade, and a little bit of yoga, just stretching out.
Oh, nice.
I don't really do yoga unless I'm in one of those situations, really. But I'll break out the yoga if I have to. But that typically some downward dog, just some stretching. I don't know why, but that's usually what my body needs. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, it was just tense. Let's do this. And then in and out, 1 second.
Wait, you do that for both constipation and diarrhea?
Constipation and a hangover.
Oh, what about diarrhea?
Diarrhea, I don't know if I've ever found a good thing for that. Mostly,
I was about to say, because yoga positions with explosive diarrhea sounds like a bad combination.
That just speed up the process.
Oh, yeah.
Like ripping off a Band-Aid.
Oh. Yeah. It's like a volcano eruption.
Exactly.
But yeah, diarrhea, I'm not really sure. I think mostly just rest. Just kind of checking out if I have the ability to remove myself from normal life.
Yeah.
And not be in a Walmart or my work, and it happens.
Yeah, that's no fun. That is no fun.
I was hanging out with a friend of mine last weekend, and I was like, I should pee before we leave. And she goes, yeah, I know you. pee before we leave. Because the minute we get someplace, you're going to be like, oh, crap, I got to make potty and I'm going to do it in this random store. And I was like, you know me so well.
And you probably still had to pee or poop wherever you're going.
Yeah, probably. Oh, actually, I did. I remember we were at like this plant store and I was like, can I use your bathroom? And she's like, what is wrong with you? I was like, can't hold it.
And the nuclear thing for constipation is a cigarette and a coffee, and that'll do it for me. And I don't really smoke cigarettes anymore, but that I'll break out. I'll go nuclear if it's hurting.
You'll break out the codes.
Yeah.
The football, as they call it. Oh my God.
What is your favorite products you use to help you pooping? It can be supplements, wipes, room sprays, a stool, bidet, whatever.
It was mostly the bidet. I don't know if I've really tried too many other things. I'm trying to think.
You're still young.
Yeah. I got lots of time to experiment with my body.
You have plenty of time to figure out what you need, what works.
But yeah, the bidet, again, I can't stress it enough. My roommate Dave supposedly has ordered the replacement parts. So I hope one day we are back in business with that. We're going to move it downstairs so it goes in the basement instead of the whole house.
Yeah, smart.
And just a little more tactical planning for the bidet.
Nice.
Completely.
You cannot rush the installation of them.
No.
Yeah, but they change everything.
They do.
There's certain things in your home that you should never rush, and it's anything plumbing and anything electrical.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't fuck with those two things.
Or structural.
Bad time.
But yes, I agree. It'll make your life a living hell if you rush.
Yeah.
So Xavier, we're getting on to our very, very favorite question. Floor versus pants. Bristol 7 coming out fast and furious, no toilet in sight. Which do you pick? Floor or the pants?
Where am I?
You get to pick the location.
I get to pick the location. I guess if I'm just walking down the street, like I'm taking a stroll by myself, I'm going ground, definitely. I'm just going to get rid of it right then.
Yeah.
And funny enough, just recently, me and my roommate Dave again, we were walking to an ATM because our landlord likes to get paid in cash. And I'm sure he's doing something fun with his taxes.
Oh, yeah.
But he also said that we could pay like several days late if we need to because he has to like come get it. So it was like, all right, we can't really like argue with that. So we were on our way to get the money from the ATM, and we took we went to a pretty far away ATM, and that happened to him. And we were just walking, and he was debating on like going into a gas station because now if stuff like that happens and you don't have a mask, it changes everything. So he was debating going into the gas station like completely covered, being like, I'm so sorry, do you have a mask like I could buy, or can I just go like in the bathroom really quickly? But that didn't work. So he didn't do that. So we just got to the ATM, and he went right behind the bank. And it sounded like a whip, like when you break the sound barrier. It was
like a crack.
It was rough. Yeah. And he was, you could see it in his face, the anguish as we were walking. He started talking less. And I would definitely, I think floor 99% of the time or ground. I'm pulling. Yeah.
Yeah, because no one wants to shit your pants. That's just like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a situation where that would be better, and I'm not sure. If I'm getting anything.
I always bring it up. Like we live in New York, and if you're on the subway, that to me that would be the only place really.
Yeah,
I'm like
public transport.
I'm not gonna just Although we had a guest that said he wouldn't give a shit. He's like, I'm never shitting my pants again. He's like, I'll just lift my shirt over my head and just take a dump in the middle of the subway.
I'll be damned if I shit my pants.
Yeah, that's it.
But we have learned from the last episode with our news article that you cannot shit on the subway. It's now officially illegal. Yeah. And you get a $100 fine. Just now.
Yeah.
Just now.
I know, right? Exactly. Everybody's like, really? Because, also, it's just this dumb rule. No one's going to stop shitting on the train. Like, it's just... Not that we see it all the time.
You have to pants.
Oh, no.
Legally, you can only shit your pants on the subway.
I would fight that ticket so hard if I was like, look, Your Honor, I had a lot of spicy food. Like I was going into a job interview.
as I said before, I'd say, Your Honor, where else was I supposed to put the shit? You don't offer public toilets in the subway, so fuck you.
He's like, boom, 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 $100. They're
So if you do the math, I'm sure like your outfit that you may potentially ruin probably won't hit $100, but the embarrassment will surpass the. Yeah, that'll make up for it. That's
there's no dollar amount. There's no dollar amount to put on that. And also in this society where we live in today, everyone's got a goddamn cell phone or takes video, high quality video, and now you're on someone's stupid like feed.
Yeah,
and that's like
leak on the front page like instantly.
I would kill that person. I would reverse stalk that person and be like, I think it's funny to like record my worst moment out in public.
Yeah, and that's worth a lot more than $100.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And if you're going to work, what if you're going to work? Like I'm out way more than $100. But yeah, it's woo, I would say Subway or public, any kind of really public venue would probably be my only time where I'm like, well, I guess I'm shitting my pants. And whoever I came with, I gotta tell them I gotta go back home immediately. Especially with COVID, like I can't just be like, I'm just gonna rush into a fucking store.
Yeah,
I could yeah, it's a whole thing. We'll take a temperature. Like I just shit my pants.
I think I had something similar to that happen to me one time. Not me shitting my pants, but I worked at the store that sold merch for the U of I, and there was this one guy that came in and he was like, "Do you guys sell pants?" Like just like very quickly. And it was like, "Oh, yeah," and I kind of like directed him like sweatpants, shorts. He's like, "Cool." And like took off to the back of the store, got the pants, went in he had a backpack also, that's important. He goes into the dressing room, comes out in the new pants, and is just like, "Hey, I'm going to buy these and wear them out." And I was like, "Oh, they have like a security tag on them. I got to like get that security tag off." And he's like, "Can you do it like this?" And he's like putting his hip up on the counter. And I was like, "I guess so." And it smelled so bad as I got closer. And we did the forensics, and I think what makes the most sense is Buddy he chose pants as he was walking down the campus, popped in, grabbed some $60 Nike basketball shorts, threw them on, put the nonsense in his backpack to hide the shame, and bought the pants and took off, and no, he was never seen from again.
I hope he burned
Sounds
that
like he
backpack.
needs a new backpack too.
He probably burned that backpack. I mean, there's no way. There's no way he kept that backpack.
Yeah.
Although I'm wondering if he kept the shorts. He's like, these are nice shorts.
Yeah, I gotta fumigate him a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, just run through the wash a few times. Good as new. No one's gonna know except for that guy insulting to me.
Yeah, my manager was furious. There was no scene of the crime. There was no true evidence besides that dressing room that smelled ripe. It was rough.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, he chose pants.
Okay.
So what you're telling me, Xavier, is you've never pooped your pants?
I don't think as an adult I've sharded, if that counts.
Oh, yes, that counts.
Yeah,
Completely counts.
It's like
shit adjacent
to it, shitting pants adjacent. And,
poop in pants, even though depending on the load size, is still poop in pants.
Yeah, technically there's been poop in my pants.
There was a connection somewhere.
Yeah. And it hasn't happened often. I feel like it was definitely a few years ago now. And I don't know I don't think I was even really feeling sick. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, that's a nice little surprise to ruin the rest of my day and make me feel like I'm, not my age.
Yeah. Like you're a dirty motherfucker. You're just like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah, you like to think that that's something you would have the reins on and that could sneak up on you. But yeah, it'll get you when you're least expecting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't make a habit of it. Definitely not.
So that's why we always say never trust a fart.
Yeah, you got to really instill some faith into some of them for it.
Yeah, it'll stab you in the back every time.
Yep. What is the worst public toilet you've ever seen?
I think the worst one, and it wasn't necessarily because sometimes you walk in the bathroom and it just looks like a murder scene in the bowl. 9 people have used it and just no one has flushed. And those are rough, but I think the worst one ever was in my high school. there was an ag room, like all like the agriculture stuff, and there was this tiny bathroom in there, and I don't think many people used it, but I unfortunately had to use it like more than once. I wasn't really in ag classes, but the room was so big, other stuff would happen in there. Mm-hmm. And it looked like you were going to be murdered. Like it just like flickering lights, like perfectly like out of a Saw movie.
I was going to say, yeah, it's like a kill room.
Yeah. And it was like, it was an L. So like you went in the bathroom, shut the door, locked it, and like you had to walk down like this hallway into this other hallway, and like at the end of the L like was the toilet. So like God. You had to like, you know, peek around this corner, like, you know, hopefully there's nobody like lurking back there.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that one was rough, not necessarily for grossness, but just like, you know, if you feel like you're about to get stabbed, you're not going to be able to really relax and get, you know, let nature take its course when you're in like a fight or flight like moment. But yeah, to my knowledge, no one has been murdered in that bathroom, but
it looks like it.
Yeah, definitely felt like it, and you couldn't help, you know, imagine your demise while you were shitting.
Right. Oh my God, that is hilarious.
And you were saying before we started recording, because we were like, we should come on your podcast, is that you did an episode, because I'm thinking about things that are work related to you, that are poop related, but you said you did an episode about college.
Yeah, it was Poop Bandits and Turd Burglars is the name of the episode. And if you just search like getting caught pooping in public or like Poop Bandit, anything along those lines on YouTube, there's way too many results. There's literally like pages. So that's why I think we could possibly squeeze out another episode of the Turd Burglars. So yeah, like there's just been several cases. One guy was actually like this like government official in Australia, and he was doing it for like a year, and they finally caught him, like straight up like took a picture of him. And he would have like, he had like a little bit of toilet paper with him. So right there, that's premeditated, like shitting in public. Like that's proof. That's the smoking gun. And yeah, they snapped a picture of him. And the story officially said that when they took it was just somebody was like, you know, I'm tired of this guy shit on my lawn. And they finally figured it out after like a 2-month sting operation of trying to like track him down. Because they were like, it only happens at 5 a.m. Like it only happens on like these days. So it was when he was jogging, he would just take off and find some poor unfortunate soul's yard and do it. And they got a picture of him with flash. And they said that when he got caught, he turned and just said, hello. And but that one's by far the best out of all of them. But there's situations where people like are like serial public shitters, like on a college campus. And it's kind of like the news story about like, you know, still no leads yet. Like, keep your eyes peeled. Like, this psychopath is still at large on the lam. He's out there, like, doing this. And
do not approach.
But yeah, just there's several, and you know, several like, and there's a situation where it's kind of like the floor or ground pants debate. And it's somebody like, it looks like they're on a jog and they kind of like,
yes. And they are all around the world for sure. That is the great equalizer of people shitting everywhere.
We've done a couple news stories for sure. Like there was like a college professor who got caught shitting. We've done a woman who kept shitting in a parking lot. And joggers are a big thing. But then it like makes you really think about our floor versus pants question.
Yes.
You know?
Because I was going to say some of the joggers that I've seen, because we did cover that, you can tell like on a security camera that they're taking refuge in between two houses. And it wasn't like, you know, premeditated. They don't have a roll of toilet paper with them like that one guy.
Yeah.
And it's not like malicious. It's just like,
it's like a necessity.
Yeah. It's nature calling, and you just happen to be jogging.
Yeah.
And, you know, a mile away from your house.
The two stories we did were basically like just malicious. Like this one English teacher was just like, just couldn't stop doing it. It's like shitting in this weird spot, like against a wall.
Wasn't he like a weird like ethics teacher? So like what he was doing was
I think he did that.
Unethical?
Yeah, I think he was ethics and he taught English or something like that. And he was like just about to retire too. So like they let him keep his pension because he got arrested for it. and they shockingly let him keep his. It was in Wisconsin somewhere, and the woman was just like, she was just deranged, but she was doing a lot of shitting as well.
If you're doing it like inside, I feel like that is a different crime altogether. If it's not just because like if you're like doing it in somebody's front yard, obviously that's probably illegal. If you're in a school building in a college, that has to be a whole nother charge.
I mean, yeah, it's nuts.
But we've also talked about the floor versus pants whole thing. Like when at least here in New York, when I walk my dog, I have to pick up its shit. If we see a pile of human shit, no human is going back to pick up their shit when they floored it. So it's a big conundrum.
Yeah, have some bags on you handy to.
Yeah, no one's gonna stop and pick up their own waste. That's just not a thing that's gonna happen. So you just gotta wait till nature and rain or whatever, just like get rid of it. Yeah, erosion time.
My God.
Oh my God, that's gross.
Elements.
Yes.
Xavier, do you want to add anything else before we go into news? Are there any stories that you're?
Oh, if I have time for stories, I got a couple. Yes, that are very very interesting. So looking back when I did that Poop Bandit episode, I realized that I didn't do it out of malicious intent, but technically I was a Poop Bandit at one point in my life.
Oh.
And one time my mom was in a Dollar General, and she was in there for a very long time. And this Dollar General infamously does not have a public bathroom. So I couldn't go in there, and I didn't want to go shop, so I was just in the van. And I knew it was happening, and I knew that she was probably going to be in there for another 30 minutes or so. So I went behind the Dollar General, luckily not a huge one, not a ton of employees. And I went back by the loading dock by the trucks, and I got down to it. So definitely, I chose ground in that situation, but it wasn't like I tried to hide it as much as physically possible, and I think that might stem from why I'm not too picky with toilet paper, because I had to do receipts from the car, and if you have to ever use receipts, then it just changes something deep inside you. And
yeah, those are not absorbent whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've used them to have for peeing. Like I've been in like a public bathroom and I peed and realized there's no toilet paper. And I'm like, what do I have in my purse that I can use?
Right.
And a receipt is not absorbent.
Yeah. You can kind of like shape it to like be more of a tool.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's going to be more
like a trowel.
And you risk a great consequence if you slice kind of like a razor.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
risk
get a paper cup in your butt cheeks.
Oh my God. Yeah,
and how old were you?
Oh, I would have been 12 or so.
Okay, so old enough where it was okay for your mom to leave you alone in the car.
Yeah, I was kind of like at the point where I was like, F you, I'm going to sit in the car. I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
And the start of the rebellious teens, and backfired.
Oh my God.
But yeah, some other stuff. This one involves another animal's poop, not a human poop. So I got a cat about 2 years ago, and I wanted a cat that was like a year old, so I didn't really have to deal with kittens. And I didn't really know that much about this cat. And I didn't know that she was partially an outdoor cat, and I also was under the impression that she was fixed. So I get her, and I'm like, why is this cat's nipples so big? That's weird. And then about a month later, here comes some kittens.
Oh!
And I set up a whole room, because there was only 4 of us here at that one point, so there was a spare bedroom. So she had like a whole room to herself, and I made it all nice and clean. I had her litter box in there. And, I realize it's happening. I go in there, and 3 of them are out, but they're not in the bed I made. They're in the litter box.
Aww.
And luckily it was a very clean litter box, but, I had to go to work, so I'm like Googling it. I was like, my cat just gave birth in the litter box.
Oh,
this can't be okay, right? There has to be something I could. And they're like, yeah, you got to move them. So I had to put on a glove and like move like 2-minute-old kittens from there. And we know that which ones they were roughly, so those ones are like definitively the shitheads of the litter. Drop straight into the litter. But yeah, that's
God.
Wait, so you still have all these cats?
So I ended up with 2 of the kittens, and I have the mom.
Oh,
and then
nice.
I know where the other 3 went to people that I like know very well.
Oh,
So
cool.
Cute.
But,
that's great.
Yeah, there's 3 that are definitely the shitheads because of that. Get referred
Like,
to
you
accordingly.
motherfucker.
Aww.
And
That's
then,
so funny.
Similar to the Scott toilet paper, because my last name is Scott, my grandpa used to own a porta potty company.
Oh, wow.
And it was naturally called Scotty's Potties.
Naturally. That's the only name it should be called.
And it was a fairly big company. And I kind of asked my family if there was like, because my dad used to like work for it, like when he was a boy, like he would, be moving these porta potties. Unfortunately, there was no real horror stories with that. Which to our, we're upset about it. I'm sure my dad's pretty stoked that he didn't have anything horrific happen to him. But yeah, I totally like kind of repressed that. And then I was like coming up with stuff for this, and I was like, my family owned a porta potty company, so not exactly, the most interesting stuff with it, but
that's cool though. I mean, we were dying to get someone who works or owns or does anything with portable toilets, because I just want to hear like just awful stories. I mean,
and we have heard some stories, but I want to go straight to the source.
Yes,
straight to the tap.
The real raw scoop.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, we need to have that. I think that's actually, if anybody out there does know anybody that works for a porta potty company or, Porta Lab or whatever you want to call it, you can call us at our Hey Poopy hotline at 203-998-5579. Let us know your crazy stories or be on the show. We'll talk about it.
Or even email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, either one.
Yes.
And
we want to talk to you all.
Yeah. Well, we want to hear about it. So
yeah, jobs like that and cleaning out the fatbergs, that's, thankless work. Like,
yes.
Such a,
Those people should get like millions. They should get like $1 million a year, because I'm just like, thank you for your service. Like, really, because no one wants this job. At all.
We are also, I feel like we are the only show that I know on the regular that if you're a fan of the show and you email us, I got some stories, we will probably have you on as a guest. Like, there's a quick fan to guest ratio that happens. Like,
it's a win-win on both parties.
Exactly.
Because you can't not relate to the show. Like, you're a liar if you're saying you don't shit. So
exactly.
Yeah,
it's the great equalizer.
We've actually had a couple people like, how many episodes can you really do with this? And I'm like, well, since every human being on this planet shits, we can do unlimited episodes.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Something happened to them worth mentioning.
Oh my God.
The great equalizer. Yay. Well, we should go into news.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. So this story, our super fan Rose Martin, via Ellen, sent me this article this morning. This happened in Michigan at a store called Meyer. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. It seems like a Midwest supermarket, but...
Oh, yeah. Meijer?
Yes.
Yeah, Meyer.
Meyer, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, Meyer. So in the township of Van Buren, a man pooped into an empty box and left it on the shelf. This is reported by Sloan Terranella from the Detroit Free Press. So this is actual news. Mayor's security footage recorded the suspect pooping in an aisle, then placing the box containing feces back on the shelf. Oh my God, this is horrible. This is
a grocery store?
Yes, this is a grocery store.
It's like a kind of a nicer Walmart is what I'd call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This happened on Thursday. Last Thursday at 4 p.m.
Does it say what the box brand was? Was it like?
No, it just says that. Also, the suspect stole some items from the store. So this motherfucker shat in a box, put it back on the shelf. Was like, you know what? I can use some extra lemons or whatever he took.
Terror.
Yeah, no, completely. they had brought the employees brought the footage over to the Van Buren Township Police, and police uploaded the footage to their Facebook page. However, Meyer officials requested the department take the images down due to like corporate policy, which is, I'm like, fuck that, man. This guy just shit in our store. Like, let's find this asshole. And this part I thought was kind of funny. It's like a really punny joke, but the suspect left the parking lot in a light-colored Ford Escape. That was kind of funny. And police say they have no leads or any suspects at this point. So they made
him take the pictures down. Yeah, I feel like that should be a PSA.
Hell yeah.
Like, if you see this individual, keep an eye on him.
I mean, like, seriously, if you're worried about corporate policy, it's like, fuck that. The guy just shit in our store. It's like this.
Yeah.
And they stole
against the policy.
Yeah, this person asked, they stole some other stuff too, which they didn't say what the items were. It would have been great if you just stole like toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know the difference between the Midwest and like New York? If that shit was in New York, it would be like on every single corner within 5-block radius, like a picture of that person's face.
At the supermarkets here, they always, the one near us, they used to do this thing where they have the wall of shame. So anybody caught shot, they had the Polaroid of them like on the fucking wall. It was hilarious. Every time I used to go by, I'm like, that is the best thing ever. Like, and they're holding the thing they stole too. It's also like, this is fucking awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah, the guy's holding a box of shit.
Scarlet letter.
Yeah, the guy's holding a box of, like, he's got a giant photo of him at the Meijer with a giant box of shit underneath.
Yeah, like holding it forward.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, with that story, Xavier, man, thanks for being on the show with us.
Yeah, can I share one last story?
Oh, please.
I'll make it quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. All right, so this was one of the ones I mentioned in the email. So my grandma, rest her soul, even though she might be in hell smiling up at me telling this story right now, she really liked messing with her grandchildren, and she pulled quite a few pranks, ranging from sneaking out the basement door and coming up to the glass sliding door next to the table and just like slamming into it. Anywhere from that to like right when we were about to go to bed, me and my cousin Kevin would be like about to fall asleep on the couches downstairs, and she'd be like about to go upstairs, and she'd be like, "Hey, just so you know, there's been a weird, creepy, bald guy staring in my big window of the living room at night, so just keep an eye out for that." And then we're both just like what? Like, and then she's just in her bed, like laughing hysterically to herself. But one of the biggest pranks she ever pulled on me was when I was a child, like, 5, 6, I wanted nothing more than for Toy Story to be real. I had like Buzz, Woody, I had all the toys. I just wanted Toy Story to be real more than anything else. And looking back, that would be horrifying if the toys actually just start talking to you. Like, so I'm sitting there with my Woody toy. And side note, my grandma had the worst silent but deadly farts on earth. And she could kind of throw them like a ventriloquist could. She could kind of like bend them across the room to like put them in situations that didn't seem like they were supposed to be, so that she could blame them on, her kids and her grandkids and whatnot. So I'm 5, sitting in her living room. Woody's got his own chair, of course, because he's a sentient being, so I have him in his own chair. And she starts whipping her silent but deadlies at Woody, and was like, "Oh, Woody's farting." And I just remember like the pure shock and like horror that came across me when I like thought to myself like, "Oh, he's alive. It happened." And he's just ripping these like horrific farts. And she just like let it go for a very long time. And then finally my mom like came back or came upstairs or something and just saw me like my eyes just gigantic, just like staring across the room. And she had left the room, like prank was done. Like she just left the fire to burn after that. So then my mom's like, "What's wrong?" And I like explained it to her, and yeah, she was pretty angry at my grandma. But yeah, that just was, one of the fart related pranks that she was able to pull. But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories about her.
Wow.
And yeah, she was quite devious.
Your grandma sounds like a blast.
I've never met anybody who could whip their farts across a room. That's brilliant.
And they were rough. Like if there was some sort of contest for like having the worst smelling farts, she would be able to hold her own pretty well. I'm not sure. I mean, there's contests for everything. That might exist.
My God. Oh my God.
In some circles, that's worth a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
the dominatrix.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing those awesome stories, and thanks for being a guest on the show. And it was great having you on.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I get Poop Bandits 2 together. If not, I'll find something first.
Yeah.
Something poop
I'll
related.
find something on the internet for you to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, start compiling some stuff. We'll get a good episode for ours.
And let the listeners know where they can find you.
So yeah, Stuff in Toilets on Instagram all together. I post different things in toilets that aren't supposed to be in toilets. A lot of cats, a lot of plants, but there's also some pretty goofy stuff that gets sprinkled in there. No Legos in a turd yet, like we said.
Fingers crossed.
And then also, It's Been a While podcast on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everything, Instagram, Google. Just search it, you'll find it.
Awesome.
Excellent.
We got some big stuff planned.
Very cool. I'm very
like
excited.
Tourette's guy.
That's right on my list. That's what I'm doing as soon as this is over.
Excellent. Oh. Well, we'll see you guys next time. And as Ellen always says,
happy pooping and enjoy your butthole.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather. Edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey